Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm going to take a look at this article from cbc.ca, and it has to do with the closure or the pending closure of Fraser Downs. This is in British Columbia, and it says here, the headline says horse racing community caught off guard by Surrey, BC racetrack closure. This is a racetrack. This is a racetrack for standard horses. This news came out recently, weeks before Harness Racing BC races were to start. They had no prior warning of the closure, according to spokesperson for the group, Kelly Macmillan. Looking at some of Macmillan said this was a complete shock as races were to start on September 4th. Looking at some of the things Macmillan said, like, it was just a complete shock. We had no idea this was coming. We were expecting races to start September 4th. People have incurred great expenses just to have that pulled out at the 11th hour. This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing for horsemen or horsewomen, or let me say, for horse people in general. You have horses in training, being conditioned to run. There's hired help. There's hired help to be paid. There's the blacksmith or farrier. There's veterinary care. I haven't even mentioned feed. I haven't even mentioned feed as yet. There's feed and all these expenses incurred that the horse people will incur even before those horses run a race to make any money. What about if that horse owner or trainer, what about if they had went out there? Let me say if they went out there and have invested in new equipment. You know, all of these is things that I took a look at when I read this article. Great Canadian, Great Canadian Entertainment, which owns and operates the track, said Friday the closure takes effect immediately, though the adjacent Elements Casino Surrey will remain open. So the casino will remain open. The city the city of Surrey has decided the city of the city of Surrey has decided to terminate the lease. Has decided to terminate the lease to operate the racetrack. Right? Has decided to terminate a lease to operate the racetrack in order to make way for redevelopment plans for Cloverdale Fairgrounds. Fraser Downs, Fraser Downs Racetrack is closing after 50 years. You know, this has got to be a very hard thing for these horse people. Nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with redevelopment, but coming as a shock, which means they had they had no prior knowledge to this happening. You know, this is This is a standard bread. The standard bread facility, as far as I saw, as far as I read, has been in operation since 1976. Looking at development plans according to Surrey Mayor Brenda Law, this allows the city to begin critical planning to revitalize the Cloverdale Fairgrounds and Town Center. But there's also mention here of a 3 billion. Uh, it says here there are plans for new housing, a $3 billion hospital, a $3 billion hospital, public spaces, cultural facilities, and expanded recreation amenities. So there's a lot that is going to be done uh, according or as stated about this redevelopment plans. Surrey Surrey Council or Surrey Councillor Linda Annis supports the city's decision, stating that housing is desperately needed for the city's rapidly growing population. I don't believe or would like to believe that people went to sleep and they woke up the next morning and said, look, we need to redevelop this place, and went and they sent out however they communicated that to the horse people, either by letter, by email, whatever the communication was, that it was a shock to the horse people. But as I said, nothing wrong with redevelopment plans, but these people should have been given advance notice. I would even say at least a year's notice, so they would have known by such and such day in August 2025 that Fraser Downs will cease to operate as a business where standard racing is conducted, and give those horse people time to make other plans, knowing that this place would have been closed by X day, as opposed to incurring all these expenses, anticipating the opening of a race meet or racing meet, then to hear that this place will be closed. What should I say? Soon, or very soon, or imminent. And this is what these horse people are left with. A lot of expenses and a shock that their meet or their racing meet or race meeting will no longer start on September 4th, because their racing facility will be closed and there will be no more standard bred racing at this facility. This will be the only racetrack. This will be the only remaining racetrack in BC. Hastings Race Course, right? The only remaining racetrack in BC is Hastings Race Course, and the lease is set to expire in May 2026. And who knows what will happen, as there is talk about redevelopment of this site also. So we just have to wait and see what happens to what happens to the what happens to Hastings race course when that lease is up. There's talk, or there are some people that believe racing will continue, but it just I will take a wait and see. I will take a wait and see. A wait and see. I will wait and see what will be the outcome when that lease is up for Hastings race course. But I strongly believe those horse people at Fraser Downs, they will find other plans. They will find other place to race, other place. Oh, it might be going. I'm saying it only goes to show that I'm looking that they will move on, or most of them will move on. Some of them may think, look, this is it. I've been in the game a long time. I'm close to retirement, so I could well pack it in, and this is it for me. Because obviously, this is going to cause people to move out of province to race, saying that there will be no no racing in that province, no standard bred racing in that province. So I'm wishing all those horse people who's affected by the closing of Fraser Downs. I'm wishing all those horse people a successful move, and wherever they go, I'm wishing them and their families and their racing stable and their racing facilities a lot of success. So change happens, things happen like this where we are shocked at news that we get that we weren't expecting, but life goes on. And you're going to have to make the necessary adjustments. Go ahead and make the necessary adjustments to your life. And you love horses, you love horse racing, and it will be tough. The move might not be easy, but you're going to make it. You are going to make it. And a lot of you will look back at this move and you would say, look, it was tough at the time we had to move, but look, we are successful. Or we were successful at Fraser Downs, and we continue to be successful where we are right now. So, my friends, thank you for watching this channel. If you like this video, you can subscribe. And if there's anything you would like me to, any topics concerning horses or horse racing, anything you would like me to speak on or talk about or share some insights with you, just leave